Hey, welcome to Bedside Manners, Travel Nursing Unhinged, the podcast where we talk about the ins and outs, everything you need to know about travel nursing. We talk to current travelers. We have guests constantly coming and going, experts in the industry. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. I'm Corey Klebold, and with me, as always, is my fellow recruiter, my good friend, Mr. Paul Ulrich. Paul, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Corey.
Awesome. So, guys, this podcast, we're going to be talking about all types, everything to do with travel nursing, giving you all the ins and outs, sticking with current events, answering questions you guys may have. But first, I want to introduce myself. Paul, give us a little bit about yourself. Paul, how long have you been in the recruiting business?
Well, Corey, yes, my name's Paul Ulrich. I've been recruiting for about 3.5 years. And prior to that, I have worked in health care facilities, hospitals, and I was a CNA at a group home for about 8 years as well.
Awesome.
How about you?
Well, I've been recruiting for about 3 years now. Before that, managed a rock climbing gym in New Zealand. Before that, was a sound engineer traveling the world. So, jack of all trades, master of none, brand new dad. I've got a
Yes.
7-week-old at home.
Yes.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's get into it, guys. What this podcast is about. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to be interviewing industry professionals, recruiters, nurses, DONs, as many people as we can get to talk to, just to give you as many insights about the travel world as possible. We're going to try to keep it as current as possible, give you current events. We've got a great guest on our next episode, one of my travelers, Mr. Todd Greer. He is a male NICU nurse. Ladies, we've got a lot of questions for him. It's going to be a really fun episode. But guys, like I said, we want to keep it current. We want to answer some questions. And with that, we're going to do a little current events section, guys. Current events with Paul.
All right, current events, and the first current events we're going to talk about is compact states. Some of you may have heard Indiana is joining the compact state effective July 1st, and also Louisiana and possibly Kansas. Haven't heard much on Kansas and Louisiana, but I did hear from one of my travelers. She did call the board the other day, and she said that Indiana is expecting to have a slowdown as usual whenever a new compact state goes compact. They're going to have an influx of people applying for that, and so they're not really ready for the influx of applications. So, just if you're in Indiana and you want to become a compact resident, what you do need to do is you obviously have to have a permanent tax home in Indiana, and it just whenever it does become effective, it doesn't happen automatically. You actually have to apply for the compact state.
It's just like Florida recently last year I think it was last year with Florida becoming compact.
In Georgia.
State driver's license, tax home, permanent address in that state. It is an application process. And typically, I think Florida was taking, 2 to 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Now, it's not taking long now.
Yeah, it was like
but,
$150 and
Yeah.
max 4 weeks. But I guess that first month or two is going to be
It's a
bogged
background
down,
check
but-
you'll have to do, fingerprints, all that. Compact states, in case you don't know what a compact state is, being licensed within a compact states opens up, I believe it's 25, 27
Yeah.
states now throughout the U.S., where if you have a state compact license within that state, you can freely work with any of the states. Really nice. It's good to see, Kansas, Louisiana, Indiana joining the compact states. It opens up more opportunities for people. Alabama has just passed a law through Congress as well, but they're waiting on the governor to sign off. So they're going to be joining the compact states soon too.
Yeah,
Paul,
no,
what else? You've had nurses with getting compact license and changing over to it.
yeah.
Did you face any issues with them?
No, I mean it's just education. A lot of my nurses just thought that it was automatic, and it's not. So if you have any questions, obviously call your board. They're going to be the best resource for you. I mean, there's a lot of information online, but go to the source. That's what I would do.
Yeah, definitely.
And with the compact state, it's such a huge advantage. And especially you live in a non-compact state and you want to travel. It's hard.
Yeah. You're limited a lot. And certainly, we always talk about with traveling, and we'll probably do a whole episode on getting assignments and the best way to get assignments. But the more opportunities you have, the more jobs we can submit to always makes it easier to find those jobs.
Flexibility is the key.
Definitely. Flexibility is always the key in life and in travel nursing. So, Paul, let's talk about the nurses that aren't compact, that don't live in a compact state, Ohio, California,
Hmm.
Washington, Oregon. Um, we hear it all the time. I'm not compact. How do I become compact? Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
move to a compact
Yep.
state. Unfortunately, is the only way to
not that
get
easy.
compact status. Obviously, that's not in the deck of cards for a lot of people. So, how to travel without a compact state, Paul? What do you think? I mean, we know there's walkthrough states. South Carolina, New Hampshire, I believe, is one
Yeah,
now.
Louisiana,
Louisiana,
Hawaii.
which we don't got to worry about anymore. It's
Yep,
compact.
yep,
But a lot of these states too, it's a couple days to get a license.
yep,
And again, relationship with your recruiter. Talk to your recruiter. Tell them what you want. Most agencies will help with the reimbursement of a
yep.
of a license. Um,
Yeah, talk to your recruiter about like, okay, well, what states are you interested in? Like, I don't want to spend a lot of money on, getting all these license. I don't want to like get 10 license. That's
yeah,
that's ridiculous.
several
Right?
$100s.
Yeah.
And with reimbursements too, it's rarely just a free for all. It's not like, oh, get every license you want.
Yeah. But then it boils down to the fact of like, why do you want to travel? Do you want to travel to make money? Do you want to travel to be in a certain state, or do you want to travel to be in a certain state or city next to your family? Pick like 2 or 3
Yeah,
states and get licensed in there, and obviously have communication
yeah,
with your recruiters. Like, where are the jobs at
yeah.
for my specialty? Like, do you want to get?
California.
Yeah.
That's where the jobs are.
Yeah. But no, I mean, don't get a license in a state that's not going to be very, productive for you.
Right.
And that's where you have to have those kind of communication,
Exactly. And best way to see what the timeline is, how long it takes, call the board of nursing.
Yep.
Your recruiter, if they're good, they're going to help you out with that. Again, we can reimburse. Most agencies can.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like Paul said, get a couple licenses. I mean, if you're in Ohio, you're going to have an Ohio license, but get
Yeah. West
Pennsylvania, get
Virginia,
West Virginia,
Pennsylvania,
get New
Tennessee.
York. That's a huge area that opens up to you. In those, but if you're not looking to go to Washington, don't waste your money on a Washington license.
Yep. Exactly.
Another cool tie-in with this, scrub techs.
Yeah.
There are now the MBS TSA or TNCC is usually pretty much universal, goes across the board, but
Yep.
there are a handful of states where you need an additional license. Colorado, you need the DORA. Washington, you need a
Washington
Department of
State.
Health,
Yep.
Washington State Board of Health, New
Hampshire.
Hampshire, you need one. North Dakota, you need one.
UAP.
And there's another one I'm missing, isn't there? Or is it just the 4?
I think so. That's Washington State, New Hampshire, North Dakota,
Colorado.
Dora, and Colorado.
That's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a scrub tech, you're going to need an additional license to come to work in those states. Anything else beyond that, that's why scrub techs are great. You can
Yep.
go anywhere.
Yep. Very flexible.
Awesome. Well, I think that is all we have for you guys this week.
Yes. And just to wrap things up, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Bedside Manners Travel Nursing Unhinged. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email to bedsidemanners@gowithadvance.com. Each episode show notes are available at gowithadvance.com /bedside manners. If you'd like to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, or Spotify, or anywhere else you listen, which I highly suggest you do, because we're going to be coming at you with some really awesome material.
Please do follow us, guys. If you have any questions, leave us a comment, send us an email. We'll do our best to answer it in the next episode. But like Paul said, we're going to be coming at you with a lot of good information, a lot of tricks, a lot of tips, lots of advice. That's what we're all about, is just
lots of guests, lots of good information.
Lots of fun guests, explaining things, industry insiders, all that fun stuff. Definitely tune in next week, guys. Again, we've got one of my travelers. He's been with me a while now, Todd Greer, the male NICU nurse. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. We've got a lot of fun questions for him.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you next time. And if you like this podcast and you found it valuable, be sure to leave us a review. Special thanks to Jonathan Carey for helping produce this episode, and Aiden Dykes for the music and editing. And of course, each episode is powered by Advanced Travel Nursing. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.